How the NSA revelations will impact U.S. foreign policy is Tom Rogan, a writer and blogger for The Guardian. Mr. Rogan, thank you so much for your time. You know, there is a camp out there that says everyone spies on everyone. What is all the outrage about? How accurate is that? And if there is a world where everyone spies on everyone, are there still rules in that world for how to do it?
Well, that's a very good question. I think that yes, everyone does spy on everyone. That's especially true with France. DGSE, which is the French equivalent of the CIA and NSA, it's a combined intelligence agency, is known for its aggression in terms of collection operations, including against the United States. Interestingly, the US intelligence community regards France as one of the key counterintelligence scope adversaries, which means that the French regularly spy on the United States. So everyone does do this, but the problem becomes the calibration of what type of operation do you conduct. And here, when we look at Merkel in Germany, a firm Atlanticist, an ally of the United States over the long term, the damage that spying on Merkel may do to the personal relationship between her and the American President Obama, is pretty significant. And in intelligence terms, that's called blowback. What we're seeing at the moment is blowback. It's a miscalibration in terms of what the cost-benefit analysis of collecting information, but at the same time balancing against the need to maintain strong relationships with key allies. So it's an equilibrium, if you will, and sometimes it doesn't pay off, as you're seeing at the moment in Germany and across Europe.
Okay, well, let's talk about that, because there seems not to be an equilibrium, that is, things do seem to be out of balance, if you will. Let's talk more about the relationship between the U.S. and its allies. There is a lot of information sharing that goes back and forth within the spy community. Is there a risk now that the U.S. possibly won't be trusted by its allies because so much information has been leaked?
I can almost guarantee you that will be a key concern in the US intelligence community, especially at the senior levels, because information sharing is absolutely critical to the national security of the United States. You need, and for that to happen, an intelligence service has to trust that the United States can protect the sources and methods of a foreign intelligence service. So when you have these leaks, the Snowden leaks, continuing in such a significant way, and that he was able, as a contractor, to gain access to so much information. I mean, the Merkel targeting operation would be what's called a specially compartmented information caveat, which is the very highest level of classification. So the fact that this information is coming out it will suggest to some foreign intelligence services that the United States can't be trusted, and that might produce a degree of trepidation in terms of future sharing, and that's a concern.
This morning on the Sunday talk shows, Congressman Peter King flat out was unapologetic about what is happening. He says that these things have to happen to make everyone safer. Right. What are the worthwhile reasons for this type of intelligence gathering?
Well, so from what my personal analysis is that the real reason the US is pretty aggressive in terms of collection operations, intelligence collection operations in Europe, is that there are a significant number of individuals in Europe who have a manifest hatred for the United States, whether they're aligned with Sunni Salafist groups, Shia Lebanese groups like the Lebanese Hezbollah. There are adversaries of the United States in Europe, and the US has a national security imperative to monitor those individuals in a way that provides for the security of the United States. At the same time, though, it is, again, a political balancing act in terms of being able to maintain these relationships, both in terms of trust with leaders and at the same time trust with foreign intelligence services. I think one distinction that should be drawn is actually, in Peter King, you saw the implication in terms of how robust he was in terms of speaking about France, that France is being slightly hypocritical here, or more than slightly hypocritical. And that speaks to the fact that he has seen, and it's a well-known fact in the intelligence community, that France really is a very aggressive collector themselves. And frankly, I think the French government is jumping on the bandwagon a bit here in terms of popular opinion, because they really don't want to have some scrutiny towards some of their programs. The German side, it's a little bit different. BND, which is the German Foreign Intelligence Service, has a close relationship with the United States, and I think actually, again, we're talking about the notion of blowback, there will be some serious concern in the US government about how this has gone down now.
And as we've been reporting, Germany is sending intelligence officials to the U.S. this week to deal with this. We'll have to see what happens. Tom Rogan, writer and blogger for The Guardian. Tom, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.